Have you ever completely blanked out while talking to someone new? That awkward silence where every second feels like forever. And all you can think is, what do I say now? You're not alone. It's happened to all of us. But here's what nobody tells you. It's not about what you say. It's about how you make the other person feel. Imagine this: you walk into a room, a party, a meeting, maybe even a date. Within minutes, people are drawn to you. Every word lands perfectly. It's like you have this magnetic presence. Sounds like something only extroverts are born with, right? Not quite. Neil Strauss, author of the game, disagrees. He believes anyone can master the art of engaging, unforgettable conversation. And the best part, you don't need to become someone else. You just need to bring out the best in who you already are. Strauss, known for his deep insights into human behavior and connection, shows that it doesn't matter if you're shy, introverted, or think you've got nothing interesting to say. What matters is learning a few practical tools that build confidence, create interest, and most importantly, spark genuine connection. Today, we're going to explore some of those tools. From this moment on, you'll be able to transform how you interact with others. No more awkward silences, no more fake small talk. This video is packed with real, expert-backed strategies to make your conversations truly memorable. Are you ready to become the kind of man who lights up the room when he speaks? Whether it's a stranger, a coworker, or someone who makes you nervous, you'll learn how to break the ice, keep things flowing, and actually enjoy the process. What's coming up isn't theory. It's transformation, something you can use immediately. Because at the heart of every relationship, friends, love, business, is one thing: conversation. Think about it. Every connection you've ever had started with a single exchange. Our words can open doors, or close them. But most of us underestimate how much that first moment can shape everything after. Imagine this: you're at a party. People are laughing, chatting, connecting. You spot someone you'd like to talk to, but something holds you back. What if I say the wrong thing? What if they're not interested? So you wait and never say a word. You go home wondering, what if I'd just said something? Or maybe it's a job interview. You know you've got the skills, but your nerves take over. You sound stiff, rehearsed, and the spark you hoped for never happens. Sound familiar? These situations are more common than you think. The problem? Most people focus too much on what to say and forget what really matters: how you make the other person feel. And that's where irresistible social skills come in. According to Neil Strauss, being good at conversations isn't about smooth lines or being the life of the party. It's about creating emotional safety, making the other person feel relaxed, seen, and heard from the very first word. The truth is, we've been taught to impress when we should be trying to connect. We chase clever things to say instead of simply showing genuine interest. But real connection starts when you stop performing and start being present. So how do you do that without sounding fake or forced? That's where Strauss's techniques shine. Instead of memorizing lines, he teaches you how to tap into your natural strengths and turn everyday moments into meaningful connections. And the best part, these skills aren't limited to one personality type. Whether you're bold or quiet, confident or unsure, you can learn how to master this art. Let's start with body language. If words are the bridge between people, then body language is the foundation that holds that bridge up. Strauss says the impact of any interaction begins before you speak. Your posture, gestures, and facial expressions already tell a story. Think about it. Someone walks in, shoulders slouched, arms crossed, eyes on the floor. Do they seem approachable? Now picture someone standing upright, open posture, slight smile. Instantly, they seem confident, easy to talk to. Next time you're in a social setting, ditch the phone shield. Keep your arms relaxed. Make brief, steady eye contact. You're not staring, you're showing you're present and open. Once your body language invites connection, it's time to break the ice. And this is where most people overthink. They look for the perfect opener, but Strauss reminds us, you don't need the perfect words. Just use what's around you. See someone with a book you recognize, say, "I've heard a lot about that, what do you think so far?" or at a party, this place has a wild vibe, doesn't it? Simple, honest observations work way better than rehearsed lines. Now, let's talk about what not to do. Mistake 1. Talking too much about yourself. Sharing is great, but connection is a two-way street. Don't monologue. Mistake 2. Asking dull questions like, "So, what do you do?" Instead, go deeper. What's your favorite part of your job? That small change invites a much richer response. These fundamentals form the base of good interaction. You don't have to be someone you're not. Just be real, be present, and project quiet confidence. Now let's move from ideas to action. Neil Strauss makes this point clearly. Great conversations aren't about talking more, they're about listening better. Step 1. Active listening. Most people listen just to reply. But to create connection, you need to go deeper. Listen for emotion, tone, and body language. One powerful technique, paraphrase, if someone says, "I've been swamped with work," don't just nod. Say, "Sounds intense, what project's been keeping you busy?" You're not just hearing, you're engaging. Step 2. Tell short but impactful stories. Strauss says a simple, personal story can transform a dull conversation. Someone mentions travel, say, "I once got lost in a city and stumbled into a local festival. One of the best nights of my life." That invites them to share too. Step 3. Spark curiosity. Keep a bit of mystery. Instead of "I work out every morning," say, "There's one thing I started doing each morning that totally changed my energy." That pulls people in. Step 4. Avoid closed responses. If someone asks, "What do you do in your free time?" don't just say, "I read." Try, "I read a lot about psychology. I'm fascinated by how people think." That opens the door to deeper conversation. When you approach conversations with curiosity and presence, you don't just talk, you connect. And here's the real truth. It's not about impressing, it's about being real. So what holds most people back? Fear of rejection. That voice in your head that says, "What if they think I'm weird? What if they ignore me?" But as Strauss says, rejection is just your mind playing tricks. Most people aren't judging you. They're too busy worrying about themselves. Still, the fear feels real. So how do you manage it? First, calm your nerves with breathing. Try this before approaching someone. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale through your mouth for 6. Do it 3 times. It grounds you in the moment and projects calm confidence. Second, reframe rejection. It's not failure, it's feedback. If a conversation doesn't go well, it might be bad timing. It's not a verdict on your worth. Third, shift your focus outward. Instead of thinking, "How do I sound?" ask, "What can I learn about this person?" That mindset dropkicks anxiety and replaces it with presence. Here's the truth. Most people are more open than you think. The more you practice, the more you'll realize how small actions can build real confidence. Let's make this real with 2 quick examples. Scenario 1. Anna at a conference, normally shy. She stands by the coffee station with open body language and a relaxed smile. She notices someone's notebook and says, "That cover's awesome, where'd you get it?" He shares a story. She listens actively and adds a short personal anecdote. That simple exchange turns into a meaningful connection and a potential client. Scenario 2. Carlos at a party. He approaches with closed body language and avoids eye contact. He starts with, "What do you do?" The person replies flatly. Then Carlos talks too much about himself. The conversation dies. But if Carlos had opened his posture, made a light observation about the music, and asked a deeper question, things might have gone differently. These stories prove it. Success in conversation isn't about a perfect script. It's about presence, curiosity, and confidence. So let's recap. You don't need to be the most outgoing person in the room. You just need 5 things: open body language and a welcoming smile. Honest, observational icebreakers, active listening and paraphrasing, a relaxed mindset around rejection, stories and questions that spark curiosity. Now comes the most important part, action. Today, try one technique. At work, in a cafe, at a party, say something simple to someone nearby. Maybe, "Cool vibe here, right?" Or "Wild weather today. Sun came out of nowhere." You'll be surprised how often it leads somewhere great. Remember, It's not about impressing, it's about connecting. Every time you try, you grow. So are you ready? Are you ready to step outside your comfort zone and experience the power of real connection? Because the best conversations aren't planned, they happen when you show up, genuinely. If this video helped you, subscribe, share it, and tell me in the comments what happened when you tried one of these techniques. I want to hear your stories. Until next time, remember, every conversation is a chance to discover something new. Have you ever found yourself at a loss for words when meeting someone new? That uncomfortable silence where each second feels like an eternity and your mind races with, what should I say next? You're not alone, we've all been there. But here's the untold truth. It's less about what you say and more about how you make the other person feel. Imagine entering a room, be it a party, a meeting, or a date, and within minutes, you captivate everyone. Your words resonate, and people are naturally drawn to you, as if you possess an invisible magnetism. It might seem like a trait exclusive to extroverts, but Neil Strauss, author of The Game, believes otherwise. He asserts that anyone can master the art of compelling conversations without altering their core personality, just by unlocking their innate strengths. Strauss, renowned for his deep insights into social dynamics, emphasizes that whether you're shy, introverted, or believe you have nothing noteworthy to share, the key lies in acquiring practical tools. These tools build confidence, spark interest, and most importantly, foster genuine connections. Today, we'll delve into these strategies, enabling you to transform your interactions from this moment forward. Say goodbye to awkward silences, forced dialogues, and superficial small talk. In this video, you'll uncover expert-backed techniques that make every conversation impactful. Ready to become the individual who lights up a room with their words. Whether it's a stranger, a colleague, or someone who intimidates you, you'll learn to initiate conversations, maintain engaging dialogues, and above all, enjoy the process. Prepare yourself, because what's ahead isn't mere theory. It's a transformation you can implement immediately. Conversations are the cornerstone of all social interactions. Reflect on every relationship you've had. Friendships, romances, professional connections, they all began with a simple conversation. Our words can open doors or close them, yet many underestimate the profound impact of first impressions. Picture this: you're at a lively gathering, surrounded by laughter and chatter. You spot someone you'd like to approach, but hesitation creeps in. What if I say something foolish? What if they're uninterested? You wait for the perfect moment, which never arrives. You leave pondering what might have been if you'd just initiated a conversation, or consider a job interview. You're confident in your skills, but when it's time to break the ice, nerves take over. You come across as stiff, rehearsed, and the natural rapport you hoped for remains elusive. Sound familiar? These scenarios are more common than you think. Many struggle with initiating conversations without sounding awkward or insincere. A prevalent mistake is overemphasizing what to say, neglecting the crucial aspect of how you make others feel. This is where the concept of irresistible social skills comes into play. According to Neil Strauss, mastering social interactions isn't about being the most eloquent speaker or having the perfect line. It's about creating an emotional comfort zone, a space where others feel relaxed, heard, and valued from the very first word. Unfortunately, many of us were taught that to be interesting, we must impress. We get caught up in trying to say something clever or appear flawless, when in reality, we just need to show genuine interest and exude authentic confidence. So, how do you achieve this without sounding fake or scripted? That's where Strauss's techniques shine. Instead of memorizing one-liners or generic advice, he teaches you to identify and amplify your natural strengths, turning every conversation into an opportunity for real connection. The beauty of these skills is that they're not reserved for a specific personality type. Whether you're outgoing or reserved, confident or shy, you can learn to master the art of compelling conversations. In the following sections, we'll break down exactly how to do it, If words are the bridge between two people, then body language is the foundation supporting that bridge. Strauss emphasizes that the impact of a conversation begins the moment you enter a room. Before uttering a single word, your posture, gestures, and facial expressions are already communicating on your behalf. Let's discuss the first thing people notice, your body language. Consider how you perceive someone who's slouched, arms crossed, eyes fixed on the ground. Do they seem approachable? Probably not. Now, envision someone standing with relaxed shoulders, an open stance, and a subtle smile. That single difference dramatically alters our perception of confidence and approachability. Strauss underscores that open body language is your initial invitation to a conversation. A practical tip: next time you're in a social setting, resist the urge to fold your arms or use your phone as a shield. Keep your hands relaxed, your posture natural, and make brief but steady eye contact. You're not trying to stare someone down. You're demonstrating that you're present, aware, and open. Once you've projected openness, the next step is breaking the ice, a stage where many overcomplicate things. They search for the perfect line, the flawless opener, the clever technique that guarantees success. But Strauss reminds us of a crucial point. You don't need magic words. All you need is the ability to observe your surroundings and comment authentically. Suppose you're in a cafe and someone is reading a book you recognize. Instead of overthinking, simply say, "I've heard a lot about that one. What do you think so far?" Or at a party, you notice something unique about the setup. "This place has a wild vibe, don't you think?" Simple, genuine observations are far more effective than trying to impress with something flashy. However, be mindful of common pitfalls that can derail conversations. One is dominating the dialogue with talk about yourself. While sharing is part of connecting, a great conversation is a two-way street, not a monologue. Another mistake is asking generic questions like, "So, what do you do?" without delving deeper. If you do ask that, follow up with something that invites a more meaningful response, such as, "What do you enjoy most about your job?" This shift can transform a dead-end question into a real connection. Applying these fundamentals lays the groundwork for every interaction. The best part, you don't have to be someone you're not. You just need to be present, genuine, and project confidence through your words and demeanor. Now that you've grasped the basics, it's time to transition from theory to practice. Neil Strauss emphasizes that compelling conversations aren't about talking more, they're about listening better. This is where practical techniques truly shine. First, active listening, the cornerstone of any genuine connection. Most people listen merely to reply, not to understand. But if you want someone to truly enjoy conversing with you, you must listen beyond their words. Pay attention to their tone, emotions, and body language. Strauss offers a simple yet powerful technique. Paraphrase what the other person just said to show genuine interest. If someone mentions, "I've been buried in a big work project lately," don't just nod. Respond with, "Sounds like it's been keeping you completely occupied. What's the project about?" This kind of response not only shows you're listening, but also draws them in deeper. Second, share short but impactful stories. Stories captivate. Strauss points out that well-placed anecdotes can instantly transform a mundane conversation into something memorable. You don't need to be a master storyteller, just be authentic and relevant. If someone mentions they love to travel, you might say, "That reminds me of the time I got lost in a city I'd never been to and stumbled upon a local festival. It turned out to be one of the best nights of my life." Such stories not only entertain but also invite the other person to share their own, creating a dynamic and enjoyable exchange. Third, spark curiosity to keep the other person engaged. One of Strauss's favorite techniques is to leave just enough unsaid to make the other person want more. Instead of giving complete answers, leave a little mystery. For example, rather than saying, "I always start my mornings with a workout," try, "There's one small change I made in my morning routine that completely shifted my energy." This kind of statement invites follow-up questions, creates intrigue, and keeps the conversation alive. Fourth, avoid closed responses. To maintain the energy in any conversation, Steer clear of answers that shut things down. Be a catalyst, not a dead end. If someone asks, "What do you like to do in your free time?" don't just say, "I like to read." That's flat and forgettable. Instead, say something like, "I enjoy reading about psychology and personal development. I'm always curious about how people think and what drives them." This answer does two powerful things. It reveals something genuine about you and opens the door for more questions and deeper connection. By adopting this mindset, you're not just enhancing your conversation skills. You're creating memorable, meaningful experiences that people will genuinely remember. And here's the real key. It's not about impressing others. It's about connecting with them in a way that feels authentic. The biggest obstacle to good conversation isn't a lack of words or topics, it's the fear of rejection. That inner voice that says, "What if they don't like what I say?" Or, "What if they ignore me or laugh at me?" This fear can be paralyzing, causing you to hold back, stay silent, and miss out on moments that could have been transformative. But Neil Strauss wants you to understand that rejection is merely a trick your mind plays on you. Most of the time, people aren't judging you. They're preoccupied with their own insecurities. Still, even knowing this doesn't always make it easier. So, how do you actually overcome it? Here are a few practical tools. First, calm your nerves with breathing techniques. That anxious feeling before approaching someone is entirely normal, but it's manageable. One effective way to ground yourself is through conscious breathing. Before you approach someone, try this. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds, hold it for another 4, then exhale gently through your mouth for 6 seconds. Repeat this 3 times. This simple rhythm helps regulate your nervous system and brings your focus to the present moment. Appearing calm and centered can significantly influence how others perceive you and how you carry yourself. Second, reframe rejection as feedback, not failure. Strauss emphasizes that rejection doesn't reflect your worth. It's just part of the process. Every unsuccessful conversation teaches you something. If you attempt to break the ice and it doesn't go well, it doesn't mean you're bad at this. It might just mean the other person isn't in the right headspace or the timing was off. Instead of thinking, "I'm terrible at this," consider, "Maybe they had a bad day. That's not on me." This mindset shift frees you from the emotional burden of rejection, allowing you to continue learning and growing without fear. Third, shift your focus away from yourself and toward the other person. A significant reason rejection feels so intense is because we're fixated on how others perceive us. But when you redirect your attention to them, their words, feelings, and experiences, your anxiety diminishes. You stop performing and start connecting. Suddenly, fear is replaced by presence. Ask yourself, what